Angelino Cordova contra Yankiel Rivera. Cordova versus Rivera. Last night, it was, as of this video last night, it was a weird fight. It was one of the weirdest fights and ugliest fights I've ever seen in recent memory. Of course, we've had fights like this before in the past, but in recent memory, this is one of the ones where you go, "What in the hell am I watching?" Right? And I said, Yankiel cannot fight like he's the puncher in this fight. And I was right. He shouldn't have fought that way. Y yo no sé por qué Yankiel pensó que él podía pegar y de puño a puño con Cordova. No iba a trabajar bien esa opción. But nonetheless, that's what he tried to do in a way. And then he tried to correct it later and it was a little too late. But was he robbed? Was he robbed of the decision? ¿Le robaron esta victoria a Yankiel? But first, if you're new here, thank you for stopping in and choosing this video for your boxing needs. And if you're all a subscriber, thank you for continued support. Por favor, muchas gracias por estar aquí apoyándome. Please like, share, subscribe, share this video everywhere. But anyway, let's get to it. So, did he or did he not get robbed? Here's the funny thing about this fight. You know it's a bad look for your fighter. Tú sabes que fue algo malo para tu boxeador. Cuando el próximo día, when the next day, there's no highlights to be found. Not one. They do this when the house fighter is in either a devastating loss, quote unquote robbery, or an ugly fight that they just don't want you to know about. Y cada vez que esto sucede así, es lo mismo. No ponen la pelea en el próximo día. No te dan los highlights, no te dan nada. So I had to find it the way I had to find it. Tuve que encontrarla como tuve que encontrarla. Pero como ustedes están viendo ahí, una pelea fea. Y yo no sé, I don't know why Yankiel thought that he could fight like this. I said it. Now, one of the members here of the community, Coqui, said he had Yankiel by knockout. Habían 2 o 3 veces en el principio de esta pelea que Yankiel sí le dio a Cordova. He did connect with Cordova a couple of times in this fight where I thought Cordova looked hurt. But Cordova also hurt Yankiel. Cordova también conectó contra Yankiel y lo puso, lo sintió y lo tenía bobo. And he had him kind of dazed. La defensa de Yankiel no estaba por ningún lado. Yankiel's defense was nowhere to be found. It was not good at all throughout this whole fight. You see here, it's like once Yankiel got cut, tan rápido que le dieron ese tajo a Yankiel, como que se desesperó, like he got desperate and he didn't know what to do. And he thought he had to change the way maybe they had planned to fight, and then he just didn't fight that way. Maybe the plan was to attack Cordova. Either way, you could see it. Mira. Él estaba frente de Cordova la noche entera. He was in front of Cordova, in front of him the whole night. As if he could fight like that. As if he could be the one to stand there. No. You had to use your jabs, stay moving, angles, backing up, right? Moving around. That was your game plan that you had to fight because you're not a knockout puncher. Cordova sí pega duro y lo ilustró en esta pelea porque habían 2 o 3 veces en ocasiones que Cordova conectó contra Yankiel y lo hirió, lo puso bobo como te dije anteriormente. And Cordova did connect against Yankiel a lot, mucho más de lo que yo pensaba. He connected so much so that in the later rounds, Yankiel's defense became evident, lack thereof. He could not stop Cordova's offense. The right hand was there for Cordova, especially in the 11th round. He caught Yankiel like 3 or 4 times or 6 times in a row. So this fight was a strategic mess. Esta pelea era una pelea tan fea, estratégicamente tan fea de Yankiel. And it was, I don't know, and now it makes me wonder, can Yankiel sort of learn from this and be better? Because now I have a little bit of a doubt. He could not figure out an awkward opponent. Ahora, voy a decir, I'm going to say, Cordova estaba jugando sucio esta pelea. Cordova was playing dirty in this fight. With blows behind the head, with headbutts, leading with the head. holding, grabbing, spinning, all kinds of stuff. Este tipo sí estaba peleando medio sucio. No medio, muy sucio. Yo no esperaba una pelea tan sucia de este tipo. I didn't think he was going to fight dirty like this. But he did. But Yankiel couldn't stop it. He didn't know what to do. Now you see that the cut was in a bad spot. It didn't open up bigger, which is good. But it was in a bad spot. And from then on, Yankiel just didn't know what to do. He just didn't know what to do. And in times you could see where he kind of got better at it, but then he thought I could bang with him. Trató como que de pelear contra él puño a puño otra vez. Because he did hit Cordova with a couple of shots in separate rounds where Cordova looked like he was hurt. So I can understand how he got into that. But it was more because Cordova was so awkward that he was falling into the punches, and so force meets force is going to hurt twice as hard, right? Not the punching power per se. So esto me estaba yo ayer muy raro. I just found it real weird the way they was trying to fight. And Cordova le dio mucha head, le dio en la boca, le dio en la cara, le dio en la cabeza, you know what I'm saying? Ahora, para lo siguiente, for the next thing, le quitaron un punto. They took 1 point away from Cordova, and they also counted a knockdown against Cordova. So Yankiel lo lanzó a la lona una vez, 18, y también el referee le quitó un punto por pelear sucio. So the referee did also, because he was fighting dirty, he gave him a point deduction. So that's 2 points, right? Con esos 2 puntos que le quitaron a Cordova, todavía tenían a Yankiel perdiendo unánime. Right? You got, how is that so when that's a draw? The fight was a draw. Well, if they didn't, if he would have not knocked them down, and the point deduction never came, it would have been a unanimous win decision for Cordova, because one judge had him 115, 113 Cordova, period. That means that even with the 2 point deduction, he had him up 117, 113. You feel me? So 113, 113 means they had it 115, 113, a closer fight, but still Cordova winning. Had they never taken that point off, Cordova would have won 114, 113 on 2 cards and 116, 113. So that means that, eso quiere decir que no importaba cómo se iba, Yankiel supuestamente no ganó esta pelea. Y no lo hubiera ganado si no fuera por el punto que le quitó el referee, el árbitro. And that's why I say it was raw, because in a way, Yankiel hizo bastante para ganarle. Entonces vamos a decir, porque Yankiel estaba ganando. Lo tumbó, ganó los primeros 6 rounds, 5 rounds, ¿verdad? Si hubiera ganado los primeros 5, más en esos 5, cuando lo lanzó la lona. So if he won the first 5 and knocked him down and lost another couple of rounds and won one here and there, Yankiel would have won that fight regardless. Should have won that fight. But he didn't do himself no favors by fighting the way he was fighting. So it begs to differ, can Yankiel go to the next level? Can he figure out guys like that? I need to see more now of him. I have more questions of Yankiel now than I do of Cordova, because I knew how Cordova was going to fight. And I got worried that Yankiel was going to fight like Mini Pacman and try to fight a puncher's fight. And that's what he did. His defense was nowhere to be found. So I don't know where Yankiel goes from here as far as what he adds to his bag of tricks. ¿Qué puede Yankiel añadirle a su herramienta, su bolsa de herramientas para prevenir que alguien así venga otra vez y le quite una victoria? Right? So how can he make sure that he doesn't lose a fight like this or come with a draw again? This could be learning, pero ya con 20 y pico de años, 28, 27 años que tiene Yankiel, ya está, tú sabes, no hay mucho tiempo. There's not a lot of time at 28 years old, 27, or however old he is, to start adding new things here and there and, you know, take another year or 2 and be 30. You know what I'm saying? He needs to really get it going. And these lower weight classes are very competitive. So I don't know, man. I think he got robbed. I for sure think he got robbed. I think he got jobbed because if it wasn't for the point deduction, he would have lost anyway, according to the judge. And I don't think that's true. I think he did enough to win. 114, 113, 115, 113 without the point deduction. Point deduction is even wider. I don't know. I thought it was the weirdest, ugliest fight. I stopped calling it after a while last night because it was like I don't want to call a fight that ugly. Plus, I was having internet issues. That's a whole different story. But it was an ugly fight to score. It was an ugly night. It didn't do themselves no favors. MVP hasn't put up the highlights, and I don't think they will. I think they're probably looking to see how they can spin this into something that the highlights will show that Yankiel was robbed in their eyes. Pero una lección buena para Yankiel, que el próximo combate tiene que ser mejor. But anyway, let me know comment below. What do you think? Did Yankiel get robbed of his interim title opportunity, or do you think that he should have gotten a draw, or he should have lost? Let me know in the comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video. And I'm out. Peace.